This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. An eighth NFL head coaching vacancy has been filled. The Browns hired former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. That leaves new Giants coach John Harbaugh needing an OC, as Monken was expected to follow him to New York if he didn't land a head coaching job. Meanwhile, there's no guarantee that defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz returns after being passed over for the Browns head coaching job. After 12 years together, two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks could soon be parting ways. Several teams have made offers for Giannis, and Milwaukee is starting to listen. A warning for the Bucks, though, from ESPN's Kendrick Perkins.
The Milwaukee Bucks, you better do right by Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't want to hear about do what's best for the organization. Yeah, that's part of it. The other part is doing right by a guy that has not only hung a banner, but has built the arena. When you think about this guy, generational talent, this is why it's going to make this decision a little bit more difficult, like especially pushing to the trade deadline.
The Bucks are not in a rush to make a move ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. They're waiting to wait to the offseason to get what they're looking for in a deal.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we're about a week away from the NBA trade deadline. I'll tell you which players need a change of scenery. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Murray.
Murray, present.
Ooh. Musa. Todd Peterson.
Ted Peterson.
Justice. See?
We got rid of that one. Yes, we did. It was a collective decision.
Mr. Toby Top play. Such a shame. Thought you were on one, didn't you? You thought you were on one. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Bill Belichick was not a first ballot Hall of Famer to the NFL. I figured, you know what we'll do? We should probably talk to a Hall of Famer to get their opinion on that. So Kevin Mawae is going to be here in 13 minutes. I was like, hey, I know a Hall of Famer. So I called Kevin, and he's like, yeah, I'll come on the show. Great. So we'll talk to him in a smidge. Jeff Duncan next hour. Ross Jackson in hour 3. Other stuff, too. Let's go. Let's do what we do every single day. Hit it.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
That was a thing I was supposed to say. I don't know what it doesn't matter. All right. So, fair warning. I might need a moment. Not today. Eventually. I need to prepare myself for what I won't call as an inevitability, but certainly a possibility of a guy who is in my top 3 all-time favorite New Orleans Saints, along with Drew Brees and Dalton Hilliard, possibly not being a New Orleans Saint anymore. I'm just cutting myself open. I'm emoting to you. I'm bleeding emotionally here. Demario Davis was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams earlier today and said this.
Yeah, I'm coming back to the NFL. I'm coming back to the NFL, you know, and I'm excited about that. I am super excited about that. You know, I keep training all the way through the Super Bowl, so my body feels great. I'm just excited for the offseason and ready to do it all over again. And however that plays itself out, we shall see.
So Kay challenged him quite a bit there. And Demario would not commit to being back with the New Orleans Saints, and just that he's coming back to the NFL. And that makes me really sad. She did ask him, if he went into free agency. So Demario is an unrestricted free agent. So he is free to sign with whomever he wants once the NFL league year begins. And she did ask him what's interesting to him in free agency.
As I'm watching these playoff games, and Brandon and I kind of talk about this a lot, is I'm looking at some of these defenses, and we live in an offensive, really loaded game. I think a lot of the defenses are one good player away from taking that next step as a defense. Some of these end of the game drives, they just shouldn't be happening to these defenses. You really need that general in the middle that can see that. And some of these guys, they have young players, and so some of these defenses just need a guy that can help their young guys take that next step. How does like a Kool-Aid McKinstry take that next step? How does an Alontae Taylor go from good to being great? They have to have a veteran that helps them take that next step. And I think that's what I'm noticing on a lot of these defenses. They don't have that. That's why I think I bring the most value. Everybody may need your service, but somebody may need your service more. That's how I kind of look at it.
Shame on me. I guess I just sort of assumed that Demario would finish his career in New Orleans, probably based on the convo that Demario and I had last year on Radio Row at Super Bowl. By the way, I will just say that if Demario Davis leaves, that would be the saddest free agent departure of my life as a sports fan. I love Demario Davis. Drew Brees is the greatest free agent acquisition in Saints history. He's the greatest player in Saints history. No one will deny that. We'll find out at NFL Honors next week that Drew Brees will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He changed the franchise, the city, the state. He is Drew Brees. Like that, he will never. That is a different standard. But next on the list is Demario Davis. Those are the two greatest free agent signings in Saints history. Demario Davis. I wear a Man of God headband in my home on football Sundays in honor of Demario Davis. I literally talked to him last year at Super Bowl Radio Row about the arm sleeve that he wears, like the white and gold one is so fire, and he said he would get me one, and he told his minion that was walking around with him to make sure that he got me one, and the minion didn't get me one. So if I see Demario at Radio Row next week at Super Bowl, I am going to remind him of that. Look, there it is right there. Can you just go full screen with that, Paulie, so everybody can see the glory, the beauty of that, the white and gold arm sleeve? It's so good. This man just turned 37 years old a couple of weeks ago. January 11th, he turned 37, and he just set a career high in tackles with 143. Besting the career high in tackles he set last year. Last 2 years, he has set and broken his career tackles record. Part of me gets it. He's 37. He wants to win and make the most amount of money. So you go where someone's either going to pay you the most or you have the best chance to win. I get it. The reason that throws me off a little is because this is an excerpt of the convo that I had with Demario last year, Radio Row at the Super Bowl, when I asked him how much longer he wants to play.
My goal is to do 3 more years, then I'm out of here, and I'm not planning on no drop-off going out of here. I would love to bring a Super Bowl to New Orleans, and that's what my focus is. And how do we get back to dominant defense and bring that Super Bowl here? And I believe that can be done inside of 3 years, and you want to go out on top. I mean, it can happen anytime. You know, it's like a guy says, it's time to go home, I'm going home. But I have to have my mindset to where it's like I'm not slowing down. I'm not trying to go out on the decline. I'm trying to go out on the incline. So I have to set if it's only 1 year left, I have to be able to see, additional year. Like I'm going to ball out this year and come back the next year. I can't be like, oh, this is the final. If anybody's like, this is the last year, you're not going to give it everything you got. Like you're going to be thinking about what's next.
I mean, he said point blank 3 years because he thinks that's what it's going to take to get New Orleans back to a Super Bowl. And he wants to get New Orleans back to a Super Bowl. I mean, that's what he said last year. And so that's just been my assumption that he would remain here. For whatever it's worth, Spotrac has the calculated market value for Demario Davis, a 1-year deal, $9.4 million, 9.478. So I think the Saints would absolutely do a 1-year, $9.5 million contract for Demario Davis. That makes too much sense for everything he's meant to your organization. I think the real question is, number one, how many teams would do a multi-year deal for Demario. Last year he said he wanted to play 3 more. Now that means he would play 2 more seasons. Well, is someone going to sign him to a multi-year deal? Someone would certainly sign him to a multi-year deal, especially if it's a team that's going to add Demario Davis to the middle of a defense and try to go on a Super Bowl run. So is there a team that would commit a multi-year deal to Demario Davis on a playoff team? Like what if it's Buffalo? What if it's the Rams? What if it's Seattle or New England? Or name any contending team right now that has those pieces in place. It would make sense for Demario Davis. Like I get all of that. And he's obviously still productive. 136 tackles in 2024, 143 tackles this year. And I'm not latching on to a declining player because of the emotional tie. Some free agents walk and that happens. I mean, I've loved watching Chauncey Gardner-Johnson play for the Saints, but I get, why they dealt him. They let Marcus Williams walk, Mark Ingram, Reggie Bush, Jermon Bushrod, Teron Armstead. We've seen great players in this organization walk in the past, and it's part of it. It would hit differently if it's Demario Davis. This is not one I thought we were going to be tracking as far as a free agent that would be on his way out of New Orleans. But this is one we're clearly going to have to watch, as Demario Davis spoke with Kay Adams earlier on Up and Adams on Wednesday. So that's one that Mickey Loomis and his staff are going to have to get to work on, see if they can keep their captain inside linebacker in New Orleans for the rest of his career. And if not, what does that mean? Are you looking at extending Pete Werner? Do we start to see a rapid escalation of a guy like Danny Stutzman? Are you going into free agency to sign a linebacker if you lose Demario? It's a conversation I did not think we were going to be having this offseason, but clearly we are. And I don't blame him. If you got 2 more years left to play, go maximize your financial opportunity and your opportunity to win a championship. And that's apparently what Demario Davis is looking to do. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of Super Bowl 60. If you're going to be watching Super Bowl 60 a week from Sunday, make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light in the cooler, in the fridge. If you're going to be watching at your favorite bar, watering hole, restaurant, make sure you ask for it by name, bottle, can, or draft. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, the gigantic story over the weekend, the gigantic story over the last 24 hours, Bill Belichick not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So we'll ask a Hall of Famer for reaction to that. Kevin Mawae joins us next at AFR.
AFR.
REV. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. 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 REV. Let'sRev.com. 70,000 home and business owners in the southern part of our state trust Rev. You should too. Why? Look at what happened just this week. With the ice storm that came through, knocked out power in a lot of different places. You're without power, you're without internet. Well, you wouldn't be if you had Rev. Why? Because Rev is backed by an all-fiber network. So that fiber is buried under the ground. So you don't have to worry about tree limbs snapping, falling on power lines, internet lines, knocking out the internet. Oop, it's buried under the ground. So you never have to worry about it. You'll have high-speed internet always, your home or your business. Time to switch, y'all. A great local company. It's Rev, R-E-V. Let'sRev.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trust it.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
The people that did not vote Bill Belichick as a first ballot Hall of Famer should have their voting rights taken. And hopefully this brings a greater light to the voting process of the National Football League and the Hall of Fame. This 50-person committee or whatever it is that does this by secret ballot and however they do this thing, it's time to bring some light on it.
That's Booger McFarland, his reaction on a Sports Center to the news that Bill Belichick is not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And there's obviously been a ton of reaction to this. Okay. So I thought earlier today, well, I'd probably like to ask a Hall of Famer. So I was like, I know one. So reached out to Kevin Mawae, of course, Pro Football Hall of Famer, and he's good enough to join us here on the show. Yo, man, how are you?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you, buddy?
Doing really good, man. Always good to hear your voice. Appreciate you for taking the time today, man. Let's just start with a reaction to Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Asinine, ridiculously asinine. For anybody to not vote him in, the guy's won more Super Bowls than any other head coach in the NFL. Arguably the best coach that's ever coached a game, and for him not to get in is just absolutely ridiculous.
Do you think that Spygate, Deflategate, if that had anything to do with it, if that's warranted?
Yeah, I read some of the articles, and I guess that's what's being floated out there. But my thing is this: like getting voted and elected into Hall of Fame there's no morality clause in it. Either you're the best or you're not. And I thought about this. I know we talked a little bit briefly before, but like Reggie Bush, he won the Heisman Trophy, and then you took it away from him. Not because he wasn't the best player in college football, but because some morality clause that he broke a rule or whatever. But the reality was he was the best player in college football in that year, and you punished him for something that had nothing to do with him being the best college football player in the country that year. This is akin to that. The best professional NFL coach that's ever been in the game in the last 40 years that we can all talk about. And for him not to get in because somebody has a beef against him because of Spygate and Deflategate, I think it's just ridiculous. I think it's petty, and I think it's a huge, huge mistake.
You're part of the Gold Jacket Club. A lot of people have suggested that this decision sort of cheapens or lessens the Hall of Fame or the honor. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know who the blue ribbon is for the 50, coaches and contributors or stuff like that. I don't know if it's the same voters that vote for the gold jacket, the players that are Hall of Famers. I don't know. Don't know how that works. But I think the idea that the best coach of our generation not to get in on the first ballot is a travesty of the process. And whether it's because somebody had a beef or because, like, I read a comment that they suggested that maybe Bill Polian said that, he had to wait a year just as punishment for those two things, as if $1 million and losing draft picks wasn't enough. So I don't know. I think it's petty, and it's personal vendettas being doled out over something that should have been handled a long time ago.
Hey, can you, and Kevin Mawae is our guest, Pro Football Hall of Famer, can you shed any light on, to the best you know, on this process?
Well, the way I understand it, and I can only speak from how the players are selected. I know there was a concern years ago that the Hall was becoming the Hall of Very Good, not the Hall of the Greatest Ever. And so there's more input from the players about who they felt were Hall of Fame worthy kind of guys. And they have more of a voice in that process. And of course, now you got James Lofton as the former player who's a Hall of Famer, who's in the media, that actually has a vote in the room for the players. And again, you get your list of 125 and the players talk about, okay, who do I think was going to be in there? Like, say there's 50 players, 50 Hall of Famers or whatever, a blue ribbon of NFL players. They're like, these are the 125 guys, these are the top 50 that I believe belong in it. And then it's out of your hands after that, because then you got the sports writers and the journalists and all the beat writers for the teams and stuff like that. So there gets a point to where you don't know who's voting for those last 50 or the last 25 and the last 15, and then finally who gets in. And even when my process went through, I don't know who voted for me or who didn't vote for me. I had one reporter called the year I got in. One of them called me, which that was a mistake in itself, because at the time you got a phone call to say you didn't get in, and then he goes, "We gave it our best shot." I'm like, "What the hell does that mean? Like, you gave it your best shot? Am I in or am I not in?" And so I had to sit for another 30 minutes before I got the knock from David Baker, and so I don't know. But at the end of the day, whether I got in by the skin of my teeth or I got in, that's what everybody says in the Hall of Fame is you got in. It doesn't matter if you were the last in or the first in. The doctor finishes last in his medical class. He's still called the doctor. The same thing with gold jackets.
That's so funny, man. Dude, we talked so much to you throughout that process when you got the knock. And look, you had to wait your turn. But I didn't know you got a call.
Yeah, it was one of our beat writers from New York. He calls me up. I'm sitting there. Okay, I went through the process at the Houston Super Bowl, the Minneapolis Super Bowl, where I'm waiting around and I get a phone call. Hey, Kevin, this is not your year. Statistically, if you make it to the semifinal or to the finalist list within 3 years, you're going to get in. Blah blah blah. And then they whisk you out of your room down the back hallway. And we called it the loser's bus, because from there you go straight to the NFL awards, the ESPN award show. And you don't know who made it, but when you get on the loser's bus, you look around and be like, oh, these 5 guys aren't on this bus. Those are the guys. That's when you find out as a loser who got in. And so my third year, now we're in Atlanta, and I'm waiting around, and it's like, okay, I've gotten notified earlier these last 2 years, and then in Atlanta, I get a phone call. I looked at my wife, my heart sank. I was like, oh, this sucks. And then he goes, we did our best. I'm like, what does that even mean? I mean, are you letting me know ahead of time before I get the call that I'm not getting in? And then like 20 minutes later, I get a knock on the door, and so I'm like, you don't ever do that. You know what I mean? So
who was it? Who was the writer?
Man,
just say it. Come on.
No, I'm honest to goodness. I see his face, but I can't get his name.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. No worries.
But I lived in New York. We had like 15 beat writers, so it's not like we had one guy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I'm seeing his face right now.
No, it's so good.
The name can't come up.
I just think.
But that was my thing. At the end of the day, nobody cares if you got in, if it took you 10 years or 15 years. Drew Pearson got in 2 years ago, and he was mad at the world when I watching media stuff because I can't believe they did this to me. Da, 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 da. But you know what? He's a Hall of Famer now. He's got a gold jacket. And nobody talks about how he didn't get in. Everybody talks about why he's in. And that'll happen with Coach Belichick. But for him not to get in on the first ballot, that's crazy. For Tom Brady should get in on the first ballot. Drew Brees should get in on his first ballot. This is his year. He should get in. And but the thing is, great players know great players, and that's the way it should be. And never hold it against the guy just because you didn't like the way he played, or because you didn't like the way he said in the media about you or somebody else, or God forbid, somebody still signs on the sideline. That's one game or one season and out of 5 Super Bowl seasons. I mean, it's not like the guy couldn't coach. It's like he was the best coach ever. And the reality is he probably other coaches are probably doing the same thing. He just happened to get caught for it. Such is the case in the NFL,
Jimmy Johnson has been pretty vocal on Twitter, said the same thing today, Kev. He's like, we did it. He's like, we had a guy who worked under Polian, who's the one who showed us how to do it. It didn't do us any good, so we stopped doing it. It is interesting. But no, go ahead.
And I think for me, reading the articles and Polian's name being tied to all this, being about the guy who pushed the narrative, I don't know if he was or he doesn't, but I do know this about my time in the NFL. If there's smoke, there's fire. It's always that way. If you hear about you getting traded, start looking for another team because you're going to get cut soon. If you think they're trying to get rid of you, know that somebody's talking about it in the back rooms. And if somebody said something in a closed-door meeting in the NFL and you're trying to say that didn't happen, the chances are it's pretty sure that somebody mentioned it, and you're just trying to cover for everybody now. And so that's been my experience in the NFL. If there's smoke, there's fire. Somebody in their campaign against Belichick, don't know who it was, but whoever it was, it's just the most asinine thing I've ever heard of in this process.
Kevin Mawae is with us. You did mention it being Breeze's year. Breeze, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, some of the other finalists among the 15 finalists. What do you think about this year's group of finalists?
I think it's a great class. I love Luke Kuechly. I think he's a great player. I always admired him. I don't know if he came in after I left or if we, crossed up at the end of my career, but I always felt like he was one of the best linebackers in the game. Drew Brees, hands down, first ballot Hall of Famer. Not real keen on Eli being a Hall of Famer. I think there's other guys that, I know he's won 2 Super Bowls, but you got to look at his surrounding cast. It's not just about him, so Fitzgerald, 100%. It's all, it's easy for guys like that when you talk about years of service, stats compared to the other great players and stuff like that. It gets a little bit more subjective when you're talking about offensive linemen. Was he that good? Did he really change the game? And I've always been a proponent of guys that changed the way you had to prepare for the game as a game planner and that kind of stuff. Like if you had this is the guy you had to worry about, you changed the whole game plan based on him, and that guy's probably worthy of it. If he was just another guy just racked up numbers, but you weren't game planning around him, then he was just a good player. That's just kind of been my mentality. But again, I don't have a vote, so it is what it is.
Maybe you should.
I do vote for the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame.
Love that.
So I got to vote in that, and I got to vote in the Polynesian Player of the Year and then Polynesian NFL Player of the Year. So I got a little say in some of that, but one of 35 or 50 votes or whatever. So I get my little push in there.
Hey man, before you go, we're also going to see Pat Seahawks. We saw this Super Bowl 11 years ago. It was the 2014 season. Sam Darnold and Drake May, right? Just like we all drew it up. What do you think about this game coming up a week from Sunday?
Who's Drake May?
Right?
Sam Darnold still playing?
Yeah, right.
Why? No, you know what? I'm excited for
who's
the
Drake
Patriots.
May?
I'm excited about the Patriots only because I'm a huge Mike Vrabel fan as a coach. Hated playing against him as a player. We served together in the union, and he's a great leader. I knew he was a great leader at that time. But to see what he's done with that team in 1 year and get him to buy in and that kind of stuff, for me, because I'm a former Titan as well, a huge disappointment that they let him go. I think now Titans are going after the next coach, the two coaches after Vrabel, and so I think it was a big mistake for the Titans to let him go. But happy for him and what he's doing, and it's the Patriot way. It's like you don't get a bunch of superstar guys; you just get a bunch of really good players that buy into what you're trying to do, and that's always been their MO. That was Bill Belichick's MO, and I know that's what Vrabel's MO is. And, and happy for the Seahawks guys. I'm happy for Sam Darnold. He has a long career. And for me, it's always like the system makes a difference for especially a quarterback. You can be the greatest quarterback in the world in the worst system or not messing with your coordinator, and you look like just an average Joe. But you find the right guy, the right coach who understands your capabilities and surround him with the right kind of players. And watch a guy do something special, and that's what's happening with Sam Darnold. So I'm happy for him, but unfortunately, I got to go for the Pats on this one.
Hey man, hope to see you soon, and if not before then, if Drew is in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure we'll be in Canton doing broadcasts. So we'll look for you there, but hopefully before then, man. We got to do this more often. Man. We appreciate the time.
No doubt. I just want to give a shout out to Lane Kiffin and what he's getting ready to do down there. I think it's been amazing. As a former Tiger, always a Tiger, but a former player there, couldn't be more excited about what's going to happen in Tiger Town this year. So
you met him yet?
Go Lane Kiffin. I've probably met him in the past. I have not met him since he's been the head coach at LSU. I haven't been down there, so. I'm about to come by, stop by, bring some donuts, and say what's up to the staff.
Right. You have to have played against him when he was with the Raiders. I mean, it was a short stint, but I mean,
I don't remember. When was he with the Raiders? I mean,
he was there when they drafted Jamarcus. So the 2007 season, you would have been. Were you with the Jets or the Titans in 2007?
No, I was with the Titans at the time.
Yes, you were in the AFC. Then. I mean, you had to have run across him.
Yeah, I guess I probably did. But I didn't meet him at the time. I probably know his dad more than I know him.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I mean, look, Lane and I are the same age. Just saying.
Oh man, he's 50. He was born in 75, so he's 50.
Okay, so he's younger than me. I just turned 55 last week.
And
so
he's dude, belated happy birthday, man. See, look, now we're just like now you and I are just talking, man. Wait, let's see. He was with the Raiders. He was in Oakland in 07 and 08, so 2 seasons, 07, 08.
Yeah, I guess I would have played against them.
Yeah.
I'm saying those are my last 2 years. 07 was my second year in Tennessee. 08 was my third year. That was we were 13-3 that year. So we played against them. We probably beat them.
Well, of course you beat them. Everybody beat them. I mean, let's see. That's the job. I'm looking right now. You did play the Raiders. You played the Raiders in Week 8 of 07, and you beat them 13-9.
All right. Yeah.
A barn burner.
I would guess that 13-9. I would guess that. Trying to think. Travis Henry ran it up on him. I would guess.
I'm pulling up the box score. I mean, why not? So you won that game 13-9. Let's see, box score. Vince Young. How about this stat line for your guy? 6 of 14 for 42 yards passing in the win.
That's what happens when you say thanks for the best line ever.
No. Oh, Fred, it's thanks for the block. Is what it is.
There you go. That's what it is.
It is, Kevin. That is still in my office, man. It is such a conversation piece. I'm telling you, like it is in my office next to my desk. Like I tell people the story all the time. So one of my most prized possessions, quite honestly. So I'm glad one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Hey, you always have a story. You can have the worst guest come in the studio on the show and be like, hey, what do you think about this picture? And tell me the story. So,
oh man, hey, we got to run. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the time, man. I appreciate you as always.
Always a blessing, man. You take care and go Tigers and go Patriots, I guess.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll see you soon. That's Hall of Famer Kevin Mawae. It's after further review. For those that don't know the story about thanks for the block, let me break. I'll come back. I'll tell you that real quick. We'll go around the SEC.
After further review.
We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. In the market for a new vehicle, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer is South Point Volkswagen. Remember, not just new vehicles, but they got a great certified pre-owned selection as well. So maybe you want to buy a used car. Okay, great. Matt, but I'm not really interested in a used Volkswagen. No worries. You can go to the website, southpointvw.com, hit the used car tab at the top. And remember, because over at South Point, they sell more Volkswagens than anybody else, they get more trade-ins. And so it's all different makes and models. Go hit the used tab and you'll see all the hit search inventory. And you can search by year, make, model, body, style, price, all that. And they do have pre-owned Volkswagens, but they got all different makes and models as well. Like there's a Audi Q3, a 2021 Audi Q3, a 2020 Subaru Outback. Check out southpointvw.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email LockeMeredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Thanks again to Kevin Mawae. So, one of the first rules in media is you should never have an inside joke from your audience. If you're not familiar with the story that Kevin was just telling, so when Vince Young was in Tennessee and won Offensive Rookie of the Year, it is customary that the quarterback would give the offensive line a gift, right? Like you'll see watches, or I think Joe Burrow gave his offensive line like ATVs or something like that, or luggage. You get it, right? I mean, normally the quarterback will give their offensive line a gift. So Kevin Mawae, who at this point in his career is on his way to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, so this was 2007. I guess would have been the year 2007. Or maybe it's a Pro Bowl year, whatever. Anyway, so Vince Young wins Rookie of the Year, and his thank you gift to the offensive line. So Vince Young was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He got the cover of Sports Illustrated blown up to like poster board size on like a hardback, like what'd you call that, like foam board, like a foam board, a giant foam board of the SI cover, and he autographed it. And it says, to Kevin, thanks for the numeral 4. Thanks for the block. Singular. One block. And he gave them some of his trading cards as well. So he gave them an autographed foam board poster and Vince Young football cards. That's what he gave his offensive line when he won Rookie of the Year. So Kevin Mawae told the story. He just had this thing in his attic. I was like, oh my God, I want it. And so he brought it up. He's like, you're gonna have fun. So it literally sits in my office, and I adore it. It's one of the most the least self-aware things you could possibly imagine in life, and you wonder why Vince Young's career went the way it did. Like, that is a great embodiment of why Vince Young's career went the way that it did. While some quarterbacks get their offensive line at vacations and diamond watches or whatever, Vince Young is giving them an autographed poster of himself. Sure. Got it, Vince. Thanks. Fantastic. So I have that wonderful piece of history. And maybe one day if I fall in really hard times, I'll go on Pawn Stars and go sell it at the pawn shop in Las Vegas. It's got to be worth something. Tank of gas. We're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com, windows, door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters, too. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. They do it all. They do it better than anyone. They're Relief Windows. Temps been in the 20s the past few nights. You walk into a room and you feel how drafty it is when it's cold outside. That's because you've got windows that are leaking. You have costly air leaks. It's allowing that cold air in. That's why you need energy-efficient replacement windows from Relief Windows. They measure twice, install once. The custom windows are made for the exact specification of your home. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Give them a buzz at 288-8138, 288-8138, 288-8138, or reliefwindows.com. And remember, they will never take $1 from you. They do not take a down payment. They will never take $1 from you until they're done and you're thrilled. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn defensive tackle Dallas Walker has been granted an extra year of eligibility for 2026. He will be a seventh-year player next fall. His career began at Texas A&M back in the COVID year, redshirted in 2021, and then didn't play football in 2022 when he enrolled at Texas A&M. So the Auburn defensive tackle will be in his seventh year in 2026.
The Texas Longhorns.
Texas has landed a commitment from Cameron Hall, an in-state edge rusher. Hall chose the Longhorns over LSU, Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and others. 6'3", 235. He's the number 27 edge rusher in the country. Fourth commit for Texas's 2027 class.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Stanford expected to hire Alabama assistant defensive line coach Jamie Mosley. Pete Thamel, the first to report it. Mosley played at Alabama, you may remember, in the 20-teens, part of 2 national championship teams. That's C.J. Mosley's brother, by the way, if you're not familiar. So he's worked with defensive line coach Freddie Roach the past few seasons. Mosley's the third Alabama coach to leave the staff this offseason.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
And on the diamond, Carolina's ace, Jake McCoy, he is out for the 2026 season. Tore his UCL during a scrimmage on January the 22nd. Left the scrimmage after his second inning of work. He called out pitching coach Terry Rooney to the mound, seen by the trainer, and now the diagnosis. McCoy has 26 appearances, 15 starts, 14 of them in his sophomore season. He was projected to be Palmineri's Friday night guy this season, the number 63 draft prospect by MLB Pipeline, but his season is over before it starts. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Hormone replacement therapy, peptides like BPC 157. I was over at Goodwood earlier today chatting with Gabe, Telling you, man, you want to feel your best here in 2026. They can help. YourGoodWood.com. All right, it is after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. No Taylor today. We'll actually won't have Taylor next week either because we'll be out at Super Bowl Radio Row. So we'll get caught up with Taylor for a Bourbon Dictionary a few weeks from now. But we'll grab a quick break, come back, and wrap up hour number 1 next.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You know what to do. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Let's talk about some of the great testimonials they have over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You can go to the website and learn more about that. But this was an incredible one. This was a firm-wide, record-setting workers' comp settlement. Attorney Annabelle Manning, unbelievable, $2.53 million in a workers' comp settlement. So congrats to the team over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. It's Gordon, his team of attorneys all over the state of Louisiana. So we talk about it often. It's not just car wrecks or big truck wrecks. It's workers' comp. It's any type of injury. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You can trust the team at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys to get the most for you, to get what you're entitled to get your life back as normal as it can be. So you know what to do. GetGordon.com. Get Gordon. Get it done.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
For sure, always grateful for the opportunity to come out here and compete with the best and showcase what I can do and just keeping my best foot forward and just attacking every day like it's my last and just perfecting my craft.
It's LSU receiver Barian Brown. He was on off the bench this morning from the Senior Bowl there in Mobile. Again, Hester and Flynn been broadcasting from Mobile all week. Tomorrow will be the last day they broadcast. They'll come home after the show Thursday, be back in studio on Friday. But Barry and Brown's had a good run of it so far. Highly recommend you follow 104.5 ESPN on social media. Alondra's there doing great work, getting a lot of this content together as well. So videos from practice, a lot of the interviews and stuff like that. This is one snapshot she took of the scoreboard there at the stadium. Barry and Brown, after day one of practices, was the overall speed leader. He reached 20.35 miles per hour on the field. Ted Hurts, wide receiver from Georgia State, was next. Julian Neal, the running back from Arkansas. Kevin Coleman from Missouri. Dalen Everett from Georgia. But Barry and Brown, we know he's fast, and it's certainly evidence of it. The other thing I thought that was really interesting, if you look at the air distance for the longest air distance for the quarterbacks, the ball thrown, like how far was the ball thrown during practice, Garrett Nussmeier had the top distance at 51.5 yards and the fastest initial airspeed at 74.9 miles per hour. Taylor Green from Arkansas had the highest initial rotation. So, Garrett Nussmeier getting out there, being healthy, spinning it. He told the guys yesterday he's feeling more like himself, and sort of evidence there. We've talked about Nuss kind of feeling like he's the guy with the most to gain, certainly of the LSU players, maybe in this entire draft. I don't think that that's necessarily hyperbole. I mean, this is a guy that came into this past season as the betting favorite for the Heisman Trophy right there with Cade Klubnik and Arch Manning, was the leading returning passer in college football. Many had as a projected first-round pick. He was limited in whatever capacity, didn't have a great year, missed the final month of the season, and now has to go back and prove it. So he has a lot to gain here in this pre-draft process and doing his best. Barry and Brown, by the way, did also talk. I thought it was interesting because Nuss at the podium. Alondra just posted this. Well, Muse, I don't know if you have it, if you could play it. But we'll get that in a second. First, this was Barry and Brown talking about going through a coaching change during his 1 year at LSU.
Honestly, nothing ever changed for me. Coach Wilson did a great job stepping in and getting us fired up and, just leading us out there each and every week, knowing there was people doubting us and he say, she say. But it was a great experience to see that, and I love BK. Unfortunately, the cookie didn't crumble for us how we wanted it to, but then again, that's life. Everything's not going to go the way you want it to go each and every day. So it was just a blessing to, get coached by BK and then get coached by Coach Wilson and love him to death. And honestly, I was just trying to keep the main thing.
So is Barry and Brown talking about going through the coaching change. Garrett Nussmeier today also was asked about Brian Kelly and the coaching change. All right, I don't know why we're not able to get that audio, but you can check it out. It is on social media at 104.5 ESPN on Twitter or on Instagram as well, Facebook, if you want to check it out there. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. It's WilliamsonEye.com. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. They're the best over at the Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson, I tell you often, he travels all over the world. Lecturing and teaching at different conferences, because he has brought some of the foremost procedures in ophthalmology right here in Baton Rouge. It's why people come from all over the region to have their refractive procedure done at the Williamson Eye Center. They got a state-of-the-art dry eye center. If you're not familiar with the Williamson Eye Center, you need to be. WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. I always encourage you, just set up that consultation. Even if you've been told in the past you're not a candidate for LASIK or whatever refractive procedure, ophthalmology has grown and advanced so much over the years, and Dr. Blake Williamson at the Williamson Eye Center is at the forefront of that. So start with that free consultation. Just find out what options are out there. They can tell you more about your options. Then you can meet with Dr. Blake. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Jeff Duncan's going to be here in 7 minutes from right now. Kind of has a piece up today where he talks about how the Saints might be able to follow the blueprint team like the Patriots did back to relevance. So we'll get to that. And I think Jeff Duncan also is a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter. I've seen him on a list of voters, but I'll confirm that with Jeff, and then I'll get his take. I doubt very seriously that he is at liberty to speak about the process and the voting and all that sort of stuff, but to whatever degree he can offer anything about the Bill Belichick situation, I'll ask him. And, the other thing that's interesting is because, Bill Polian is sort of at the center of all this Belichick conversation. Earlier today, Bill Polian said on the record that he can't remember if he voted for Bill Belichick. He said he's 95% sure that he is, but he can't say for certain that he did. And he also denied being the one advocating against Belichick being in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Somebody lying. I don't know who, but I think the collective outrage is fascinating because Bill Belichick is not a sympathetic figure. Most people, I think, have vilified Belichick, don't necessarily like him, but everyone is unanimously backing him in this situation, which is so odd to see. Anyway, we'll ask Jeff Duncan about that coming up after the top of the hour. All right, we're glad you're here. Stick around. SportsCenter's coming up. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Love telling you about our friends over at Parish Restoration because, especially after a weekend like we had last weekend where it was so rainy, a lot of people, maybe you had water intrusion. And if you need restoration or remediation work, they can help. If it's mold remediation or if you need restoration after water intrusion from a storm, our friends over at Parish Restoration can help. Jim Woodwork and the gang, they do an awesome job. Maybe it's not after a storm. Maybe you got odor maybe you bought a house that has pet odor. Or maybe it's a workout facility that just has bad odor from sweat. Maybe you need to sanitize your home, office building, church, school. Flu is spread. They can come and spray and kill everything down to the spores. It's Parish Restoration. It's more cost effective. It's more efficient. It's parishrestoration.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken hired as the Browns' new head coach. That means new Giants coach John Harbaugh needs an OC. Many expected Monken would have followed Harbaugh to New York if he didn't get a head coaching job. Meanwhile, there is no guarantee defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz will return to Cleveland after being passed over for the head coaching job. NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo preparing for a Milwaukee exit. Several teams have made aggressive offers ahead of the February 5th trade deadline to the Bucks, who are starting to listen. In return, Milwaukee's believed to want a blue-chip young talent and or a surplus of draft picks. ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst.
Don't prioritize trades that bring in players that could help them now, because the Bucks are in a position where they need to worry about this year's draft pick. They need to tank the rest of this season, improve this year's draft pick, and have themselves in position to rebuild as fast as possible, and that's what they're looking for.
Milwaukee 11th in the East, not in a rush to complete a move and is willing to navigate Giannis's future this offseason. Giannis will miss the next several weeks with a right calf strain.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we're about a week away from the NBA trade deadline. I'll tell you which players need a change of scenery. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Head out to the Senior Bowl next hour. Get an update on what the Saints are looking for and how the Tigers out there at the Senior Bowl are faring. Always appreciate we get a few minutes with Jeff Duncan, NOLA.com, the Times Picayune. He's on Twitter at @JeffDuncan_. Good column today about how the Saints can sort of maybe look at the blueprint from the teams in this year's Super Bowl, the Seahawks and the Patriots, to maybe get themselves back there. Jeff's with us now. How are you, man?
Matt, doing good. Good to hear from you.
No, we always appreciate the time. Hey, real quick, before we dive into the matter at hand, did I see that are you a Hall of Fame voter?
Oh, yeah.
Can you kind of, I don't know that you're able to disclose any of the stuff, but the Belichick thing is here. Can you kind of give us or shed any light on that process and how that might have played out the way that it did?
Sure, yeah. I can't talk about
right.
Anything in the room, but I can definitely explain the process, which I think has caused really the issue here. It's a complicated voting process, and we changed it a couple of years ago, and I think it's led to some of the issues like what we had this year with Bill Belichick. The voting committee of 50 members, which I'm a member of, is really tasked with picking 3 Hall of Famers from a group of 5. And in this instance, Matt, we have 3 senior players, 1 contributor, which was Patriots owner Robert Kraft, and 1 coach candidate in Bill Belichick. Of those 5 candidates, we are tasked with voting for 3 into Hall of Fame induction. So it's not a zero-sum game. In other words, we're not asked, are you voting for Robert Kraft solo? Do you believe he goes in the Hall of Fame? You pick 3 of the 5, and I think this new process, and then from those results, the candidate has to receive 80% positive votes to earn induction into the Hall of Fame. And I think this new process where you're voting for 3 of the 5 and having to reach the 80% threshold is kind of what contributed to this this unfortunate situation.
So there were clearly people who didn't have Bill Belichick among their three. Then, if that's
correct, and I think, and here's what I would say about that, and this is why we have 50 members on the committee. It outweighs 2 or 3, say, differences of opinion, right? And when you have 50, but what you have a lot of times philosophically is people have different philosophies. There are members of the committee that believe strongly that players hold more weight than a contributor or a coach, that players are the most important part of a football team. And so what you might have, what I'm trying to explain is 2 or 3 members might feel that way and have voted for the players over the coach and contributor because that's their philosophy. Then you might have some other selection committee members that feel strongly about ethics and the cheating scandals that Bill Belichick had. He had 2 separate Spygate and Deflategate, which he was caught and admitted he did. There might be 2 or 3 members of the committee that feel strongly about that. So then it adds up to where you don't get to 80% threshold. I'm not condoning it. I'm trying to explain it.
right. No, I very much appreciate the explanation. I know you can't disclose the vote. That's why I wanted to be very cognizant of that. So just shedding any light on that process is very helpful. I didn't realize. So it could have been Kraft and Belichick theoretically going in the same class, which, boy, that would have been because as I understand it, maybe they're at odds over the way that it ended in New England. Like that would have been something if the 2 of them have gone in. There's conspiracy theories that could have bound all over the place. But in any event, Jeff, we appreciate you for joining. It's not why we wanted to have you, but it certainly is timely and relevant there. So I appreciate the explanation. You do have the column up at NOLA.com, Times-Picayune, for those that want to read it about how the Saints might be able to mirror these 2 Super Bowl teams to get back there. What sparked in your mind to think, oh, that's something that the Saints could potentially mirror?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with people in the building saying it. Basically, they view the New England Patriots a lot as a model. I mean, they drafted their franchise quarterback a year ago, let him sit for about half the season, and decided to start building around him after 1 year. And I think that's similar to where the Saints are in their roster management or building timeline. I think they're on a track similar to where the Patriots were a year ago. They feel very good about Tyler Shuck. I don't think there's any lack of confidence in him as their franchise quarterback going forward. I think it does provide a nice model of a young head coach and a young quarterback. That battery in the NFL has proven to be the way to go, at least in the last 10, 20 years. And I think the Saints are trying to follow that model that New England established. It's a little different in Seattle with them going the free agent route to get Sam Darnold, but similar in that they built around a guy and identified a guy and went and got him in free agency and then really built that roster around him.
You also mentioned the importance of culture. And I think we've talked about, you've covered the Saints for a quarter century. I think if I remember, Jeff, you told me your first year was 2000.
Correct.
So 25 years covering the New Orleans Saints. You've seen a lot. You've seen a lot of bad, and you've seen obviously the highest of highs. And how would you say the culture internally is right now after 1 year of Kellen Moore?
I think it's as good as it's been since Sean Payton left. It's probably the best it's been since Sean Payton left. Having said that, I don't think they've ever had terrible culture there, mainly because they've got such strong leadership in the players. Demario Davis, Cam Jordan when Tom Matthew was still there. They just got really good leadership in the locker room. It's never been awful. I do think there's been some issues from the highest parts of the organization that led to some of the issues, including the coaching staff, under Dennis Allen. But the culture now, I think, is very strong, and I attribute most of that to the Demario Davis and Cam Jordans of the world.
I'm sure you saw Demario's comments today on Up and Adams with Kay Adams, where he effectively said that he'll be back in the NFL, but it may not be with the Saints. You got a reaction to that today?
Yeah, it was pretty surprising to me, to be honest with you. I talked to Demario on getaway day, the day after the season ended, and he was much more, I think, open to coming back here. I don't think he was closing the door to New Orleans, Matt. in that interview yesterday, but he certainly opened it to not coming back more than I've ever heard him. He was more non-committal, and it sounded to me like open to maybe ending his career somewhere else and chasing a ring. And I certainly understand that. He's had an unbelievable career. I would argue he's the second best free agent signing in Saints history behind Drew Brees. And if he wants to finish his career trying to win a Super Bowl, I certainly understand it.
Could not agree more on all points. I would be devastated if he left as a Saints fan, but would certainly understand it. And I would encourage anybody to go to NOLA.com and read Jeff's piece. But there is a section there where you mention that there's no sacred cows. What do you mean by that, specifically with the Saints?
Well, that was one of the things I've really respected in Sean Payton when he was here. I think he came from the Bill Parcells school of, year to year, you look at the roster, you make tough decisions in what you think are the best interests of the team. And I think when Sean left the building, there's been a little bit of a lack of vision in that regard. There's one of the blessings and the curses, or strengths and weaknesses, however you want to phrase it, of the organization, I think, is their loyalty and their patience. And they're very loyal to players, and I understand that. But Sean was much less willing to pay for what you did in the past. He was more interested in how you're going to be there in the future. Good examples would be Dante Stallworth. The first year he was there, he was a first-round pick from a previous regime. He traded him right away when Marcus Colston developed. He moved on from numerous. He traded Reggie Bush, who he drafted, with the number 2 pick in the draft. He wasn't afraid to move on from popular players, Darren Sproles, guys like that, for what he thought was the best interest of the team. And I think we've seen that. Seattle did that with Bobby Wagner, who's probably every bit as beloved in Seattle and is productive as Demario Davis has been here. They moved on from Bobby Wagner, and he ends up with Commanders. You have to make these tough decisions sometimes in the league, and I believe the Saints, one of the things that's unique about this organization is they look at the players very much like family, and that is a good thing in a lot of circles, but it also can be a blind spot, I think.
Jeff Duncan, he's on Twitter at Jeff Duncan _. I assume you'll be in the Bay Area for the Super Bowl?
Yes, heading out next week, and looking forward to that. Could be a lot of news for the Saints with Drew Brees and Jari Evans up for the Hall of Fame. Tyler Shuck obviously up for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Demario Davis up for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. So it could be a big week for New Orleans. And
we'll be there doing shows on Radio Row Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll look for you out there in San Francisco. Thanks as always for the time, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll see you out there, Matt. Take care, buddy.
Be well. Jeff Duncan, NOLA.com, Times Picayune. Be sure to get him at Jeff Duncan _. Interesting because Brees, of course, is we're all anticipating will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Hall of Fame class is announced during the NFL honors. So on Thursday, we'll learn that. But, of course, Jeff wrote the book, Peyton and Brees, which the story of, as he puts it, the greatest offense in NFL history. So several also. He wrote A Life Impossible, which is the Steve Gleason book. He wrote Tales from the Saints Sideline. Jeff's is a very, very a big fan of his work, so would highly recommend you go check out anything that Jeff has done or written. But I'd imagine that his book about Sean Payton and Drew Brees might get a little kickstart if, in fact, Drew Brees is elected to the Hall of Fame on Thursday, a week from Thursday, I should say, as we anticipate he will be. All right, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. Remember, if you're thinking of buying land, maybe it's 1,000 acres for agriculture. Remember, they can even help you finance your farm equipment if you need to do that. Maybe you want, that hunting property. You're tired of sharing a lease with somebody or hunting on someone else's property. You want your own. This is always, I say it, the busiest time of year at First South Farm Credit because for two reasons. Number one, people are just getting off of the end of the year, tax season, and then, of course, also with hunting season coming to an end, people realize they want their own property. They can help you do it at First South Farm Credit. Just log on to FirstSouthLand.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Well, now I got a quick break. Come back. Finally, could be a big change coming in college football to one of the worst rules in college football. I'll explain next here on AFR.
AFR.
You know, I love telling you about Duplessis Builders. They're going to build you a beautiful pool, like we always talk about. Any resort-style pool, no matter how grand, palatial that you want, they could do everything. Pools, outdoor kitchens, all of it. They have pools that are already designed starting less than $50,000. So for any budget and financing available, they can help you. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. But what I really love telling you about with Duplessis Builders is Derek Duplessis. Derek, of course, sponsored the Dream Pool Sweepstakes, which they gave away a pool to a winner, and they took the entries from donations to Dreams Come True of Louisiana. They ended up raising more than $27,000 for Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Absolutely amazing. It's easy to endorse a great company that's going to build a great product and treat you right, but also great people. It's Duplessis Builders. Check them out, DuplessisBuilders.net.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we are 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There could very well finally be change coming to the worst rule in college football, which is the targeting rule. I want to say first and foremost something that I've said so many times, because I think it is important to note that we all agree with the spirit of the targeting rule. And over the many years that we've talked about this, I have said it this way, so this may sound redundant and repetitive, but I think it's worth mentioning and being consistent with this point of view. So even if you've heard me say it before, you know I'm being consistent with my point of view. I think we can all agree with the spirit of the targeting rule. Trying to eliminate dangerous plays as best you can from the game is a net positive. Dangerous plays that could result in serious head and neck injuries. If you can litigate those dangerous plays out of the game, I think most people would be in favor of that. This is a collision sport. Football is by nature and inherently dangerous, and everyone that plays it knows it, understands it, takes that risk. But to whatever degree, it's no different in theory why chop blocks are illegal. If someone's engaged, you can't just dive at someone's knee. That's devastating. Or it's potentially devastating. It's why they've litigated that very dangerous play out of the game. I think the same is true of targeting. We can all agree that if you can protect the head and neck as best you can by eliminating dangerous plays, that's a good thing. It's also true that the enforcement of this rule is punitive and terrible. You affect games, plural, the national championship game. Xavier Lucas missed the Miami starting cornerback missed the first half of the national championship game because of a penalty, which was not egregious, in the previous game. That's nonsensical. That's the conundrum most people have when we talk about targeting. And it might change. Now, I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful. Steve Shaw, who's the national coordinator of officials, told Yahoo Sports at Miami last week at the national championship game, in a story that's just now been published, quote, "We're going to have a discussion on targeting. It needs to be an annual discussion. It'll be a focus discussion." Targeting is not going away. That's not even being considered. But what Shaw said is, quote, "How can we continue the trend of taking out more of these hits we don't want in the game while being less punitive?" And that is the answer. Now, they'll point out that you have seen an annual decrease in the number of targeting calls. In 2020, officials flagged a player for targeting once every 4 games. This year, it was once in every 7 to 8 games. So you are seeing less targeting. Now, I could also argue that officials, and I would argue, that officials are intentionally holding the flag in certain instances. Even when it's... Did we all watch the national championship game? Early in the game, Fernando Mendoza took a shot on his chin under his face mask from the crown of a helmet. That is the definition of forcible contact to the head or neck area. And that is a thrust, an upward thrust to the chin. By definition, that is targeting. I also do not think that is a play for which a defensive player should have been eliminated or ejected from the football game in the national championship game. So they didn't call it. So I think it's part of the reason why we've seen those numbers of targeting flags go down. You were just having it called less. There was a play a few years ago when LSU played Alabama 2 years ago in Tiger Stadium. The Alabama player on the sideline, 18, made a hit where he lowered his head to a defenseless receiver, and it was forcible contact to the head or neck area. They didn't throw the flag. That is by definition targeting. The play in Tuscaloosa in Jaden's Heisman year, where Dallas Turner left his feet and put the crown of his helmet in Jaden Daniels' chin. It concussed him. That is targeting. It wasn't called. So I think part of this is officials just less willing to call it and affect the game, which, again, I'm for, as long as we're eliminating the dangerous plays. So one of the things that could happen is determining if the disqualification and the carryover disqualification is still warranted. And what Steve Shaw says is, if we go to that, we got to be really good in our definition of what a flagrant targeting call is. So the CFP board is going to meet this week in Dallas and make decisions on the future of this rule. To me, this is so obvious. And I've said it for years, and it's not a unique thought from me. So many of you have said it and believe and agree in the same thing. We see subjective interpretations of calls all the time at varying degrees. In basketball, you have a flagrant 1, you have a flagrant 2. Rational people can go look at video highlights of a play and make a determination based on certain criteria. Is this a flagrant 1, a flagrant 2? Soccer has a yellow card and a red card. Folks, football has a subjective determination of the severity of a penalty. Football has running into the kicker and roughing the kicker. Same play, 2 different standards that an official, based on criteria, makes a subjective determination. Is it running into or is it roughing? And there are different criteria and benchmarks. We already see it in football. This isn't a hard thing to do. And I understand what's at the root cause of all this, which is the threat of litigation, like we saw in the NFL with the Players Union, because of the concussion lawsuit, which ended up being a $1 billion settlement with the Players Association against the NFL, because the NFL had knowledge of concussion damage and held it, hid it. That's not what's happening here. So but I understand they're never going to remove the targeting penalty, and I don't think they should. But I think we all sensibly can agree that you can have a targeting 1 and a targeting 2. Because sometimes a player leaves his feet, crown of the helmet, soaring through the air, and hits a defenseless player in the head or neck area. That's dangerous. You want that out of the game. But there's also moments where an offensive player ducks and lowers the target, and a defensive player incidentally makes contact with the head or neck area and is flagged and ejected. No sensible person watching a football game can look at a play like that and say, yep, that was so malicious, that person should be thrown out of this game and the first half of the next game. We can all reasonably agree to that. So we've had this conversation for years. I don't know that I believe necessarily they're going to make this change because they've been hesitant to do it in the past, something that seems very common. It seems like it's a very common sense strategy. But I'm hopeful. I'm not optimistic. I am hopeful that we can change targeting, because targeting remains the worst rule in college football. It is the most punitive rule when you are ejecting players from a game and potentially games for something unintentional and by definition not dangerous. Here's hoping they can agree to something this week. And I think most all of us would agree that would be a good thing for the sport. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Speaking of the health of athletes, of course, at LSU, it is Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. As they say, together we roar. I tell you all the time, when you think LSU, I want you to think Our Lady of the Lake. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, I want you to think LSU. Those two logos, those two brands unified as one. I love so many different ways that Our Lady of the Lake supports LSU, not just through their many NIL deals with student athletes, of course, a massive part of this transfer portal class, but they've already committed to the naming rights of the new basketball arena whenever that is built, be the Our Lady of the Lake Arena, which is an amazing commitment with the two brands together. You know, the many times I've talked to EJ Kuiper and Ryan Cross, who sat here in our studio, they talked about when they went through their full evaluation, when they were presented that opportunity. Their very detailed research showed the value of the LSU brand being a top 10 sports brand in the world, not just college, any sports brands in the world. So, of course, they want to partner together and, of course, providing world-class health care as well. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, let me knock out a quick break, y'all. We'll come back here in just a smidge. Muse will have Tigers and the Pros in about 15 minutes from right now. We will go to Mobile, talk to Ross Jackson next hour as well. We'll continue some of the conversation, though, about the NFL, in particular free agency involving the New Orleans Saints. Zach Pereles is going to join us when we come back from CBS Sports, talk a little bit about some of the Saints free agents out there looming, not only Demario Davis, but some of the other significant ones. We'll get to that on AFR.
AFR.
GLO. GlowResources.com. 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 They are complete employer solutions, Glow Resources and glowresources.com. Yes, when we talk about Glow Resources, we are talking about permanent employee solutions. So they are out to find you the person that's not, this isn't temp staffing. And by the way, if you're an employee, don't contact Glow. They'll find you. Who Glow wants to speak to is you, the business owner. Is you, the hiring manager, the HR manager, the operations manager, the VP, the personnel department. You're the one in your business responsible for finding the right people. And you keep having turnover. It's hard to find the right people that will stay. Hard to find people that are going to be the most productive and efficient to make your company the most profitable it can be. You need Glow Resources. They serve businesses all over the country, doing jobs all over the world. It's worth the call, y'all. And remember, if it doesn't work, they'll find you a replacement for free or give you a prorated refund. GlowResources.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Well, for the first time in, I genuinely don't even know how long, the New Orleans Saints aren't going to be going into free agency and cap hell. They'll actually have money to spend to try to build their roster in free agency. So how might that look? Zach Pereles from CBS Sports has a nice piece up where he runs through the top 50 free agents in the cycle, and there's a lot of Saints storylines interwoven. So Zach joins us now to knock it around a bit. Hey, Zach, thanks for the time, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Hey, there was one sort of big storyline that's kind of percolating here today with Demario Davis. I know on your piece you have Demario re-signing with the Saints. Boy, he really left that open-ended on the Up and Adams show. Does it change the way you feel about Demario and where he may land?
When I think about the Saints, the biggest thing that I took away is that last year they played with such a great energy, especially down the stretch. Watching 32 teams every week down the second half of the season, you're seeing a lot of guys that are kind of halfway in, halfway to Cabo. But I really thought that Demario Davis just set such a good tone for that team, and you saw the Saints be one of these teams that down the second half surged. So I really like him there just as a guy who can continue to play a high-quality level of football while they're still going to be transitioning, hopefully getting younger in a lot of key spots. I just love a linebacker that can provide everything on and off the field that you need, even if he's not a guy that's going to be here in 2-3 years even. I really think that it's an important part to have, that sort of guy in the locker room and on the field.
We're all certainly hopeful that Demario Davis is back. He's 37 years old, but he's just coming off the season where he had the most tackles in his career, which is incredible. You do have Alontae Taylor as the 14th best free agent in this class. You have him landing with the Rams. Walk me through that thought there with the defensive back.
Yeah, so Alontae Taylor, I thought, played a lot better this year. I thought it's up and down a little bit sometimes with him. I have been a big proponent of the Rams trying to dip into the free agent pool. They also have 2 first-round picks this year. If you watch, any time they faced a high-quality number 1 wide receiver, they had trouble. They're kind of smaller on the outside. It's a lot of kind of guys that have been, maybe not run off, but kind of cast out of places or later round picks. It'd be nice to see them make a bigger investment in a guy who's really still in that prime or entering the prime of his career. And I think that it's a good fit for the Rams. I know that Alontae Taylor gives you some of that inside-outside versatility. They also have Quentin Lake there, but I just thought the Rams should go get a guy who can be an immediate contributor and give them a little bit more on that back end.
Zach Pereles is with us, CBSSports.com. If you want to go read this piece about the top 50 free agents and potential landing spots. Now, we all know that Saints are going to be in the mix for adding offensive firepower. It's a prerequisite. They got to get help for Tyler Shuck. Now, you have the Saints signing wide receiver Romeo Doubs from Green Bay. You have him ranked as the 31st best free agent. Why does this make sense for Doubs and the Saints?
Yeah, age-wise, I think that he is right in that range that, you're looking mid-late 20s, a guy that you can sign on a 3-4 year deal. He is reliable. He's a good route runner. He's really good in the red zone. And I just think that I think I'm one of the biggest Chris Olave proponents that there is. I love the guy. I love the route running. He's so smooth. He's so good. We saw what he can be when he's healthy. They also need a second guy who can be a little bit versatile. Romeo Doubs was a guy who can line up kind of all over. He can give you a little bit more of that power slot if you need it, I think, at times. But really just a good, dependable player. Obviously, in Green Bay, they spread the ball around so much. So I thought Romeo Doubs, he fits the timeline. He fits in terms of skills. He's a tough guy. He's willing to go over the middle. He'll give you a drop or two here or there, but just a good, productive player. And when you're looking at Tyler Shuck, you want to surround him with really, really solid pieces. They don't have to be the most expensive guys. They don't have to be the top tier of, free agents, because I think you can get into some trouble when you dive so headfirst into that. So I thought Doubs was a good settle right in the middle there. Good player, not going to cost a ton, but will be a certain upgrade.
Speaking of weapons, you mentioned Kenneth Walker going to the Jets, but the Saints, Texans, and Seahawks, potential suitors there. How realistic would Walker to the Saints be?
It's always tough to try to read the tea leaves. I think that one thing that's helping Kenneth Walker right now is that he is showing out right now for the Seahawks. That run game has finally kind of gotten itself together after about the first 3 quarters of the season kind of being disappointing, not very consistent. Kenneth Walker, he's been great in the playoffs with Zach Charbonnet down. So that number is just going to go up and up, I think. The difference between his number of tackles broken and the next closest guy is gigantic. He makes some runs that somehow get 6 yards when they should get -2. I don't know how realistic it is. I don't know if that's going to be a splash that New Orleans wants to take. And I think that Seattle, after these last couple of games especially, is going to realize, if they win the Super Bowl, they're going to want to keep their Super Bowl winning running back around.
What was the most difficult free agent decision you had to make putting this thing together? Which one you sort of painstakingly brooded over for a while?
I think the toughest one, especially if you go look at kind of the top tier of guys, Tyler Linderbaum is a really good interior lineman. He's played center at a very high level for the Ravens. And there are a lot of teams that could use interior line help. I actually ended up sending Tyler Linderbaum to the Chargers because they're outside of their tackles who were hurt all year. They could replace all three of their guys in the middle. And Tyler Linderbaum, you obviously have the Harbaugh connection. So Jim is going to know him very, very well, just being John's brother. I do cover the Ravens partially, so I know Tyler wants to stay in Baltimore. He's been very open to that. It's a lot of fun to snap the ball to Lamar Jackson. But I said Tyler Linderbaum Chargers, but also the Ravens, maybe the Giants, and he stays with John Harbaugh. So every team that wants a center should be willing to sell out for Tyler Linderbaum.
It's going to be interesting just seeing the Saints active in top-tier free agents again. We'll see how it may go here in about another a little more than a month as the league year will get underway. Zach Pereles over at CBS Sports at Zach_Pereles, Pereles, if you want to give him a follow. Zach, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Be well. It is After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Brought to you by Evermore, EVAMOR, Evermore.com. Always got my Evermore here with me on set. Drink a few of these 64-ounce bottles of Evermore a day. Stay hydrated, y'all, with a great Louisiana product. Like, you can go overpay for a bottle just because it says it's from, like, this far-off exotic place. Or you could buy natural artesian water that's a Louisiana product, and it's delicious, and it's a healthier alternative, and you're supporting a great Louisiana company as well. They got national distribution. So if you're outside of Louisiana, maybe watching on YouTube, listening on podcast, wherever you may be, go to the website, evermore.com, EVAMOR, evermore.com. Type in your zip code and the find a store, the store locator function. When you hit the little hamburger menu, you'll see the find a store function, and type in your zip code, and you'll find the store nearest you at evermore.com, EVAMOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. Find a store, and if they don't have it, why not? Yell at the manager. Be like, why don't you have this? Why not? I wouldn't actually do that. That'd be pretty aggressive. But you should drink Evermore. So buy it online or find the store nearest you, evermore.com. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Yeah, part of that conversation, we started the show today talking about it. Demario Davis was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams and said point blank he will be back in the NFL next year, but would not commit to being back with the New Orleans Saints. It certainly sounds like he is going to test free agency, and I have no doubt that there's a team with that's closer to winning than New Orleans, and a team that's probably willing to pay him more. Because if there's a team that is nearer a championship and feels like they could bring in Demario Davis, put him in the middle of the defense, help change culture, and get them closer to a championship, that it would make sense to give him a multi-year deal even at 37 years old. And Demario told us last year at Super Bowl on Radio Row that he wanted to play 3 more years. And 1 year in the books, and he set a record for the most tackles in his career. He's been so durable. It is worth noting that in this piece from Zach, he has the Broncos and the Falcons as the other 2 suitors. Now, to me, the Falcons wouldn't make a lick of sense. Other than being in the division, like, you do see a lot of player swaps within the division just because of familiarity, right? I mean, just look at guys like Caden Ellis went to the Falcons. David Onyemata went to the Falcons. Like, that's common just because of familiarity. The Broncos would make a ton of sense. And actually, Demario did talk about that in that interview about potentially going and reuniting with Sean Payton. Of course, brought Demario here from the Jets. So, man, I would hate it if it were to play out that way and Demario Davis were to leave. But that's clearly one that we're going to have to keep an eye on because Davis is, he said it. When he says that he's open to leaving New Orleans, it's something you have to take seriously. So we'll see how it plays out when free agency gets underway. Okay, our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Hormone replacement therapy, tons of peptides as well. Ladies, remember, hormone replacement therapy for women is so critical. The war on HRT, as it's been phrased, is over. Look at some of that research that's been released in the past few months and understand the importance, ladies, of HRT as you age. They can help you. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, quick break. We'll come back. We used to do Tigers and the Pros. Don't you move.
AFR.
If you're having issues with your heater, not a great time to have that. Of course, as it's been in the 20s the past couple of nights, going to get down below freezing again tonight. If you do have an issue with your heater, remember our friends at River City's 1 Hour Air. I tell you all the time, look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com, ONE1hourbr.com. You know, if, with temps dropping, if you have an issue with your heater, if it's not keeping up, making funny noises, smells funny, you should get it checked. I tell you all the time, you should have your heater inspected every single year. This should be standard maintenance, like an oil change for your car. Every season, you should get your heater cleaned and maintenanced. If you haven't done that, you're having issues, make sure you call River City's 1 Hour Air. When you call, you'll talk to an actual living, breathing human, and they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We'll check in with Ross Jackson from the Senior Bowl here in less than 30 minutes from right now. And, we admittedly just have not spent really any time at all talking about LSU basketball with good reason. I mean, they're 1-6 in the conference, and most people assume they're going to miss the playoff, miss the NCAA tournament, fire Matt McMahon, and be hiring a new coach. And I get that. But tonight is a really significant night for the men's basketball team. And I do want to dive into that a little bit in hour number 3, so we'll get to it. But right now, Muso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, another day brings another former LSU assistant coach on the move in the NFL. This is former Tiger wide receiver coach Adam Henry. He is now Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers coach Adam Henry. 53 years old, spent the last 3 seasons on the Bills staff coaching the wideouts. Previously, I should say he's going to join Mike McCarthy, the new head coach in Pittsburgh. He previously worked under McCarthy with the Dallas Cowboys from 2020 to 2021. Also, in addition to his time at LSU, spent time with the Raiders, 49ers, and New York Giants. Adam Henry off to the Pittsburgh Steelers. NBA action from a night ago. Cam Thomas serves 25 minutes off the bench. 11 points, 40% from the floor, 3 boards, 3 assists to go along. He was even in the plus-minus a night ago. The Nets lost by 4 to the Suns. Trendon Watford has seen, as he works his way back from this injury, missing all the time with the injury, has seen his minutes really decrease and go to Justin Edwards off the bench. But Watford did get 6 minutes last night for the Sixers in a win. 2 points, did dole out 3 assists, and was +8 there in the plus-minus. And it's disappointing news for the Portland Trailblazers. Duop Reith missed the game last night. He's got a right foot. So we'll keep you updated there on Reith. Does contribute off the bench up there in Portland. Garrett Temple's up there too, by the way, still playing NBA basketball. But Reith out right now with a right foot. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Tell you every day to do business with someone you know. You know, go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Actually, just yesterday, I got to my office, and Big C came up, old Richard Condon. And he started to tell me a story. And so I grabbed my phone and videoed it, and that is now on social media if you want to see this video. But Big C had a little bit of a roof issue, and so he called Zach, who does a great job for us over at Parrish Construction and Roofing. Zach got out there same day, did an inspection. We had a crew at Big C's house the day after that. Got him done. They were supposed to be there at 4 o'clock. They showed up at 3:55. Always on time. You better believe it. I'm going to tell you, my guy Big C loves to complain. Big C rarely has a good thing to say about anything if it's not from the 1970s or 80s. But Big C loves him some Parrish Construction and Roofing. So we took care of Richard Condon. We can take care of you as well. Roof repairs, roof replacements. We can always give you a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. People ask, hey, man, how much would it cost to get someone out to look at the roof? Nothing. 0. Roof inspections are free. If any roofing company tries to charge you for an inspection, run the other way. Roofing inspection should always be free. We'll give you a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. And it's very important because we'll give you a full-on inspection report as well. We'll walk the roof, we'll walk it, mark it, chalk it, all of that stuff, and you'll have a full report. So let's say, hypothetically, there's nothing wrong with your roof. Fantastic. Well, you have now a dated report with photos and everything of what your roof looks like now. And so if in the event a storm comes, we can cross-reference it and say, well, look, this is what it looked like on this day. So this damage clearly happened as a result of that storm or whatever the case may be. It helps your insurance company. So Parrish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parrish Construction Roofing, where we are proud to have won the best roofing company in Ascension Parish. in the Community Choice Awards. That was totally fan voted and community voted. So thanks to everyone there in Ascension Parish for voting Parish Construction and Roofing the best roofing company in Ascension Parish. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We will flip back and talk a little LSU football. We come back after the top of the hour. I had a chance yesterday to visit with Feinbaum on his show. Say yesterday was that Monday. It was yesterday or Monday. I think it might have been Monday. And Feinbaum was a guest on Mac and Cube with Greg McElroy and Cole Kubelik on Jocks FM and spoke a little bit about Kiffin and some of the first-year expectations. I also found it interesting. There's some strength of schedule metrics that are out for next season, and this could speak to maybe the opportunity ahead for Lane Kiffin in year one. We'll talk about it next after SportsCenter.
After Further Review.
Man, this is it's a good time to remind you about the necessity of a business like Arco Power Systems. And no matter how often we say when the storm's in the Gulf or the power's out, it's too late. You want to be proactive and plan ahead. Sometimes it takes an event like what we've gone through this week for it really to resonate. And so if your business was affected by this recent ice and cold weather in parts of the state and region, snowstorm, remember Arco Power Systems. ARCCO. Arco.com, Arco.com, Arco.com. This is industrial Generac generator power. This is standby generator power, backup energy solutions for your business, your commercial building, your industrial facility. Arco.com. Everything is turnkey. They can install, service, lease that industrial standby generator. Arco.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned both on the court and off. And every step along the way, I trust Our Lady of the Lake to keep me in the game.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes because it takes a champion to care for champions.
On the court, I trust my team. For my health care, I trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. After 12 years together, two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks could soon be parting ways. Several teams have made offers for Giannis, and Milwaukee's starting to listen. A warning for the Bucks going forward from ESPN's Kendrick Perkins.
The Milwaukee Bucks, you better do right by Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't want to hear about do what's best for the organization. Yeah, that's part of it. The other part is doing right by a guy that has not only hung a banner, but has built the arena. When you think about this guy, generational talent, this is why it's going to make this decision a little bit more difficult, like especially pushing to the trade deadline.
The Bucks are not in a rush to make a move ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. Among the serious suitors for Giannis, Heat, Timberwolves, Knicks, and Warriors. An 8th NFL coaching vacancy has been filled. Browns hired former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. That leaves new Giants coach John Harbaugh needing a new OC, as Monken was expected to follow him to New York if he didn't land a head coaching job. Meanwhile, no guarantee defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz is back in Cleveland after being passed over for the head coaching job.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. Presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Let's hump, everybody.
It's hump day.
Didn't do it at the start of the show.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Really sad about Demario Davis.
Hump day.
Free agent.
It's hump day.
Leaving New Orleans.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Over.
Hump day.
End of an era.
It's hump day.
It'll never be the same again.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Super sad.
Hump day.
Got to retire the headband.
It's hump day.
Man of God.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Demario still owes me a sleeve.
Hump day.
Promised it to me last year at Super Bowl.
It's hump day.
The white and gold arm sleeve.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Told him I liked it.
Hump day.
Said he'd get me one.
It's hump day.
Offered to buy it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Said he'd give it to me.
Hump day.
Told his minion to get my address.
It's hump day.
Said he'd send it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Minion never sent it.
Hump day.
Demario will be at Super Bowl next week.
It's hump day.
I'll find him on Radio Row.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'll remind him.
Hump day.
He owes me a white and gold arm sleeve.
It's hump day.
Man of God.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Making me sad.
Hump day.
Demario Davis.
It's hump day.
Leaving the Saints.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But maybe not.
Hump day.
Could resign.
It's hump day.
Said he's open to leaving.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And if you're open to leaving,
hump day.
You're already out the door.
It's hump day.
Could he be lured back in?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Sure.
Hump day.
Is it likely?
It's hump day.
No.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Man of God.
Hump day.
Gone.
It's hump day.
See ya.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Adios.
Hump day.
Sayonara.
It's hump day.
Toodles.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Arrivederci.
Hump day.
Hey Siri, how do you say goodbye in Chinese?
It's hump day.
Say that again.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Muse, I can't hear it. Turn it down. Play it, idiot. Whatever. That backfired. All right, let's get going. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. What is that? Bro, that's something called Idiot by Evelyn Little. What is that? Siri started playing something called Idiot by Evelyn Little on Spotify. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I don't know what that is.
Well, I called Siri an idiot, and so then it started playing a song called Idiot by Evelyn Little on Spotify.
You said play it, you idiot, so it did.
I did say that.
So it did. That's so good.
At least somebody listens to me around here.
Oh. That was funny.
Man, I'm going to be so sad when Demario leaves. I was not expecting that today. Apparently the Up and Adams thing was yesterday, but I just saw it today on Twitter. We'll play that for those who didn't hear it. Play that. It's number one.
Yeah, I'm coming back to the NFL. I'm coming back to the NFL. You know, and I'm excited about that. I am super excited about that. You know, I keep training all the way through the Super Bowl, so my body feels great. I'm just excited for the offseason and ready to do it all over again. And however that plays itself out, we shall see.
Man, I'd be sad. I'm going to be really sad when he leaves. But I'm very thankful for all the many years we've had together. He's been awesome. I wish he had gotten a Super Bowl in 2018. All right, it's after further review. Spirits decidedly brighter around Lane Kiffin and LSU. You know, it's interesting. I was a guest on Feinbaum's show this week. I think it was Monday. And we were talking, and Feinbaum made some kind of comment about how, like, you know, it was just sort of in passing. You know, sure, Lane Kiffin isn't really like listening to what people say, and it was just sort of a throwaway line. It wasn't really even the crux of his question, but I know what it was. It was about the post he made with the hats, the Make Baton Rouge Great Again hats, and people who were idiots that melt over stupidity melted over that. Like, who cares? Even if he does, I don't even think even if he does like Donald Trump, who cares? Like, he can vote for whoever he wants. Like, who cares? Whatever. But I said to Paul, I was like, man, I disagree. I think he very much cares what people think and say. I mean, he very clearly is on social media all the time. He reads the comments. He responds to people. There was the guy who called him a hoe, and then he confronted him about it, and that guy peed his pants. So he very much does. And then Paul kind of laughed and made a crack about, don't I know it? And I wasn't even thinking about it, but they have had a very public Feinbaum and Kiffin, like, back and forth whenever Kiffin is on set with them, like at media days or game day or wherever, or SEC Nation, about how Kiffin has basically taken jabs at Feinbaum for Feinbaum's criticism of Lane Kiffin. So anyway, I wasn't even thinking about it. But yes, very clearly Paul Feinbaum knows as well as anyone that Lane Kiffin very much reads the comments and pays attention. But it was interesting because Feinbaum was a guest on Mac and Cube on Jocks FM, which they do the morning show in Birmingham. And Feinbaum is actually really complimentary of Kiffin.
In the end, I believe Lane Kiffin is going to come out of this very well. He took a chance. He took the hits. But ultimately, what was he trying to accomplish? He was trying to get to LSU, get position, and make them into a contender. And he has done that. So as ugly as early December looked, as embarrassing as late December looked, and even into January while Ole Miss was beating Georgia and making a run at a national championship, and Lane Kiffin was being cooked by everyone, including me, he may very well have the last laugh. He has put together an amazing portal roster. Could he have done it coaching up until a week ago? No, I don't think he could have.
Well, I completely agree with that. Like, if Lane Kiffin had stayed at Ole Miss through their run, he wouldn't have been able to put together the portal class that he did. But he was never going to coach Ole Miss in the playoff. I think we all know that. But I don't know that I necessarily agree about. Look, the beginning of December was obviously ugly when he left Ole Miss. The feeling from Ole Miss was a lot of vitriol. We all saw the Ole Miss fans, the 15 or so at the airport that were flipping him off and cursing him and everything. And Ole Miss fans, it'll be a long time before they get over this, if they ever get over this. The end of December and then into January with Ole Miss winning, however, I don't look at that as a negative reflection on Lane Kiffin. I look at that very much as a positive reflection on Lane Kiffin because he built that roster. He built that staff. He hired Pete Golding. He hired Charlie Weiss. It was his offense. It was his terminology. It was his players. It was his system. It was everything. It was his stuff. So, I mean, does anybody really give Larry Coker a ton of credit for Miami winning the national championship in 2001? He inherited a great situation, won a championship, got back there in 2002 with those same players, and what you saw subsequent was just the erosion of that dynastic program. And I think the same thing is going to happen there. And I think ultimately in time, you will see the inverse of these two programs. You're going to see Ole Miss erode, and you're already seeing Lane Kiffin elevate LSU's roster. I mean, even if nothing else, just the offensive advancement we all anticipate will happen in year one will be a great illustration of Lane Kiffin's immediate impact, regardless of what LSU's win-loss record is. So, I don't know that I'd necessarily agree on late December and into January Ole Miss's portal run being a negative. I think that's actually a positive reflection on Lane Kiffin. And in time, just like Miami in 2001, nobody praises Larry Coker for that. We all understand that was Butch Davis who built that, and Larry Coker eroded it. I think it's similar to what you're going to see in Oxford. But this was interesting. There's a piece that took this is LSU Wire. It took the odds to win the national title and like the Vegas consensus odds to win the title and use those to put together a strength of schedule ranking in the SEC. And so Georgia has the easiest strength of schedule, incidentally, and according to those odds, in 2026. Vanderbilt is next, South Carolina, Alabama, and then LSU is 12th. That's pretty remarkable, I think, when you think about it, because I look at LSU's schedule and I go, man, Clemson and Texas A&M and Texas and Alabama and a trip to Ole Miss, and man, that's going to be a really tough slate. But when you look at the national championship odds, the team with the best that LSU plays with the best national championship odds is Texas with 8.49%. After that, It's A&M at 3.89 and Alabama at 3.56. So, really, Texas at home in November is your toughest game, according to Vegas odds. So, as much as this may look difficult on paper, and I think November could be brutal, there's always teams that are better than you think, teams that are worse than you think. That slate may actually end up playing out to be a little more navigable than we think right now. We got 8 months to break it all down. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Hey, by the way, if you're already on HRT, men, if you're already on HRT, I highly, highly, highly recommend you suggest looking in to switching to Goodwood. Number one, there's no membership fee. I know there's some clinics that require you to pay a fee just to be a patient there. There's no membership fee at Goodwood. But if you're paying a membership fee, that's absurd. Leave today. That's number one. Number two, lowest prices, never any contracts, and when you do your blood labs every 6 months or so, they cover that cost. They do not pass that cost on to you. So you will save money. You will get great customer service, great people. It's Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, let's head out to, we're late. Let's head out to Mobile. Ross Jackson's out at Senior Bowl practice. He'll join us next on AFR.
After Further Review.
Well, as we thaw out, time to get back in your gardens, y'all. Get back in your yard and just plant something. Clegg's Nursery can help. I'm going to keep reiterating this, certainly for the next few weeks. If you're thinking about planting a tree or shrubs, you got to get them in the ground now. Like, this is the season. It might be counterintuitive if you're not a green thumb. Like, I'm not a green thumb, but I've learned a lot endorsing Clegg's over the years. When the weather is cool, this is the time to plant a tree. Like, you want to plant a citrus tree, a fruit tree. You want to plant shrubs. Like, maybe years ago, my neighbor and I, we planted privacy shrubs to run between our property line. If you want to plant those privacy shrubs, you need to plant them now. Clegg's has a great selection. They can help with whatever you need. It's Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. They've been serving Baton Rouge for more than 6 decades. So buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We're going to head to Mobile here in just a second. Scheduled to catch up with Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints. He's there covering, obviously, the Saints contingent. I'll ask about the LSU guys, how they're doing as well. Chris Hilton Jr., who played in the Shrine Bowl a day ago, hightailed it after the Shrine Bowl to get to Mobile for Senior Bowl here this week. So doing the most. We'll see if we can catch up with Ross as the afternoon practice, as I understand, is going on right now. So
Update. The phone just went haywire, so bear with me, please.
Okay, so does haywire mean
haywire means I cannot get them to call anything right now. I can't even get a dial tone.
Okay. All right. See if we can Zoom or something. So, all right, we'll see if we can catch up with Ross. In the meantime, I'll pivot while we try to connect with Ross. I understand fully that there is not a ton of interest, excitement around LSU men's basketball, and I don't blame you. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be interested or excited. I'm not telling you what to think or watch or care about. And I know how the last 3 months have gone, from Brian Kelly being fired, all of the hoopla with the governor, Verge, university president, all that stuff, into Kiffin Watch, into hiring lane, then the high school signing class and the portal. And it was just this 3-month wave that enveloped everything. And now we're a little more than 2 weeks away from the start of LSU baseball and Jay Johnson and his team getting out there for their title defense. And so it's been convenient to just sort of skip right over basketball because, well, the Pelicans have the worst record in the Western Conference, and LSU is 1-6 in the SEC, the men. So I get it. If you're not interested, I get it. And I'm not telling you to be interested. But in 38 minutes from right now, LSU is going to tip off against Mississippi State. And this is a game that, if they want to make the NCAA tournament, they have to win. Now, don't laugh. Yes, LSU actually has a prayer of making the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not predicting it to happen. I'm just saying that it is possible and not as far-fetched as you may think. As of right now, at 13-7 overall and 1-6 in the Southeastern Conference, LSU is 46th in the net. 68 teams make the field, y'all. LSU's net is 46. You look at bracketology from Joe Lunardi right now, he's got 10 SEC teams in. Now, LSU's not in the first 4 out or the next 4 out. They're not even close to the bubble right now. They're 1-6 in the conference. However, one of the things that Lunardi has told us pretty consistently over the years is that committee does not look at or consider conference record. It's about wins. That's it. Not like strength of schedule and all that stuff, but not conference record. They don't care if you're 9-9 or 12-6, whatever it is in conference. Your conference record doesn't matter. I mean, Texas made the tournament last year with a losing record in the SEC. What, 6-12, 7-11, whatever it was. Point is, there is a path, and generally that number, that magic number to get in, is 20 wins, right? Well, LSU's at 13-7 right now. They're 1-6 in the league, but they're 13-7 overall. So, are there 7 more wins to get you to 20? You got 11 conference games left. I don't know that they're going 7-4 in their remaining 11 conference games. I'm not predicting that. But you do have the conference tournament as well. So you do have opportunities, is what I'm saying. But none of that matters even remotely unless if you win tonight, because this is easily the most winnable game remaining on your schedule. You are at home. You're against a Mississippi State team that is 2-5 in the conference, that has lost 5 in a row, that has a net ranking of 106. Again, this is, by a mile, your easiest remaining game. LSU, despite its record, is a 7.5-point favorite in this game against Mississippi State. Like, listen, we would be having a dramatically different conversation if you didn't blow a big lead and get beat at the buzzer by Kentucky. If you had Cam Thomas at the start of SEC play, you probably win that opener against Texas A&M. You got down big against South Carolina, rallied, nearly won it. Like, you let one get away on the road against Arkansas. That's a good team, and you're on the road and get it. But point being, like, the A&M game without DJ Thomas and the loss to Kentucky are two that you could really lament, because even with those, you'd be sitting there at 3-4 in the conference. You'd be at 15 conference wins with 11 games to play, or 15 overall wins with 11 games to play, and playing yourself into the tournament would feel much more manageable. Again, I don't think it's likely. This team just isn't very good. They don't finish. They play South Carolina on Saturday on the road. They found themselves down 30 at home against South Carolina early in conference play. And it was without DJ Thomas, so maybe it could be different. So you have winnable games remaining out there. But you're 1-6, and you're not very good. And so I don't think they're going to win them. But if you want to make a run, like if you want to make a push, and I do, like I want them to make a run. I'm not going to sit here and say I want them to fall on their face so they fire Matt McMahon and get a new coach. I want them to win. Same thing I told you at the end of the Saints season. Like, I didn't want them to tank and get a draft pick. I wanted them to win and have positivity, wind in the sails, and Tyler Shuck to be really good. Like, I want them to win. I want them to make the NCAA tournament, get this thing going in the right direction. But Mississippi State tonight at home, and then at South Carolina, like, you got to win these games. Then you're home against Georgia and Arkansas. You have tough games at Tennessee, at Texas. You play Alabama at home. You're at Ole Miss. You get Oklahoma at home, who's not good. You got to play at Auburn, then you get A&M at home. I mean, just the home games against State, Georgia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, A&M. There's 5 right there. That I'm not telling you you're going to be favored in all of them, but could be gettable. They can do it, y'all. Like, there's a pot. Like, it's not impossible. Like, this isn't, the heaviest lift you can imagine. It's not likely, and I'm not predicting it to happen. I'm just saying, don't think like they're already dead and buried. They're not there yet. But you got to get this one tonight, because this is the most winnable game remaining on your schedule. So go win it, and then let's see how you do Saturday when you go to South Carolina. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's. Oh, say it. Rouse's, this feels like home. Hey, remember, inching closer, a couple of weeks away from Fat Tuesday. So still time to get your king cakes from Rouse's. Nobody produces and sells more king cakes in the Gulf Coast than Rouse's, with their 76 locations. King cakes baked in-house daily at all those Rouse's locations. So if you want a king cake, get by any of the Rouse's. Or if you want to ship a king cake to somebody, go to Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. You'll see the king cake banner right there on the homepage. Click it. You can ship a king cake anywhere in the contiguous 48. So if you got a family member, a coworker, a client, living out of state, you want to send them a piece of home, a piece of Carnival, you can do it. Just go to Rouse's.com and ship your king cake anywhere in the country. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Jimmy will jump aboard about 15 minutes from right now. Are we going to try with Ross?
Next segment with Ross on the video.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me break. We'll come back. We'll head to Mobile, check in with Ross Jackson, see how it's going out at Senior Bowl. That's next here on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark, Baton Rouge's premier hotel property, and Renaissance, 13,000 square feet meeting space right there on Bluebonnet. It's the Watermark and the Renaissance. We talk about Renaissance. It is just a gorgeous spot right there on Bluebonnet across from the Mall of Louisiana, Perkins Road. Remember also, you've got Tallulah inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. It's a phenomenal restaurant. That's casual upscale dining. This isn't like, a sandwich shop that you find inside of a hotel lobby. Like, this is a restaurant. It happens to be inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. Get yourself a reservation. Great place to go enjoy dinner, a business lunch any day of the week at Renaissance Baton Rouge. They've got the terrace there at Tallulah, which gives you the sort of indoor-outdoor flow. If you want to take your glass of wine, your appetizer, your charcuterie, your cocktail, and enjoy it outside. Maybe not when it's 20 degrees outside, but you know where to go. Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable. And
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I'd send out to Mobile. Ross Jackson, Locked On Saints, LouisianaSports.net, over there covering the Senior Bowl. Yo, man, how are you?
Hey, buddy, doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Always appreciate the time. Okay, set the stage for us, if you would. What's the day like today in Mobile?
Yeah, so the schedule is a little bit different this year. They moved all the practices to the late afternoon into the evening, so first practice doesn't begin until 1:30. On a day like today, though, out at the convention center, they had some media access and everything for a couple of the teams and a couple of the players out there to be able to kind of, meet with media, talk with us. But, these guys are also doing, formal meetings with NFL teams and everything. So they're kind of all over the place. So then after we're done out at the conference center, we come back over to USA, the campus here at Southern Alabama, and then national team practices for about 2 hours. There's a little bit of a break, and then American team practices for about 2 hours. And so that's kind of the rhythm, the battle rhythm of a day like today here.
Yesterday was shorts. They put pads on today. How different is the practice with pads on as opposed to just shorts?
Oh, the intensity is way up. I think that this is something you see all the time in NFL practices too. I'm sure it's the same way in college practices once pads go on, but there becomes a little bit more when the big plays are made in shorts, there's a lot of cheering by teammates and things like that. But when the big plays are made in pads, for instance, there was a receiver running down the right sideline that caught a pass over a kind of mossed a corner, if you will. And when the rest of his teammates, the receiver's teammates, celebrated, they didn't go and celebrate with the receiver. They went and taunted the cornerback off of the sideline. So it's like that kind of attitude, right? Just kind of raises the intensity a bit. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I saw earlier today, I know Alondra posted a video over at the 104.5 ESPN socials that Mickey Loomis is there. So I would assume the entire Saints contingent is there now?
Yeah, pretty much everybody's here. There's not really a lot that I haven't seen. And then, got some opportunities to speak with some folks as well, Mickey Loomis included. And he spoke with us a little bit about, of course, the value of the Senior Bowl and all that. But then also, offered some, thoughts on, a guy like Tyler Shuck and how this event kind of helped put him on the map for certain coaches that maybe hadn't gotten to see him beforehand. And how valuable this whole experience can be. So I think we got some pretty good insight on all of that. But yeah, I mean, there's I've seen the majority of the front office and just about every coach around as well.
So Loomis said, so the value of the event, what did he say?
Yeah, it was a lot of conversation around just an opportunity to be able to work with these guys. The Saints have a really unique, you and I talked about it last week. They have a really, really unique opportunity here with 5 of their coaches, as well as 2 of their front office members or staff members on the American team's coaching staff. And so they get an opportunity to kind of get to know these guys and get close to these guys a little bit more, see how it is that they implement coaching and everything. I'll give you an example that actually it was from a different team, the national team in the morning, but there was a player, Lee Hunter, who has been, he's a defensive tackle, and he has been kind of a big focus. We wrote about him this morning over at LouisianaSports.net in terms of our 6 standouts in Saints fits. And one of the reasons why he kind of endeared himself to the coaching staff is that he did a rep, he got a note. The next time he got an opportunity to do a rep, he implemented that note. And then they told him, take it a little bit further. Then he waited around for about 3 more reps, went in, got his opportunity, implemented it even further. And so even if he would have implemented it without success, even if he would have lost that rep, what the coaches cared about was that they gave him a note and that he implemented it. When you get an opportunity here where you have a head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams coordinator all on one team here at the Senior Bowl, you're getting the opportunity to learn players to that kind of intimate level.
Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, and Locked On Saints. Anybody catch your eye so far through 2 days?
Well, I'll tell you what, he was a very recent ad here, but Chris Hilton's really fast, man. He's insane. He's been a lot of fun to watch. He has been a guy that's drawn some eyes today. I thought Aaron Anderson also stole the show a little bit yesterday. He did some really good things, but another guy that's really caught my eye so far, the pride of John Carroll University, Matt.
Let's go.
Tyron Montgomery is out here making plays. Guys talking about him getting an opportunity here to kind of boost his value. This is a guy that the John Carroll coaching staff told a story that they apparently found him on the internet. They found him on social media, saw some of his workouts, things like that, brought him in, added him to the team. And he had like 117 catches or something crazy like that last year. And so he has been putting himself on the map big time. This is an event that offers a lot of these players that come from small schools. I'll add Western Michigan edge rusher Nadame Tucker. These are guys that are coming from small schools that now get an opportunity to go up against higher levels of competition before they make that huge leap of competition to the NFL. Those guys are kind of benefiting from that here by showing that they can hang with some of these SEC schools.
What are we keeping an eye on tomorrow?
Biggest thing I'm going to be watching tomorrow is just continuing to get a look at these running backs and the defensive ends as well as defensive tackles. Those are kind of my three big focuses. The wide receivers are going to take your eyes, whenever they get an opportunity, they're going to catch your eye. Some of these offensive linemen have been a lot of fun to watch, especially Georgia Tech's Keelan Rutledge, a name that I would absolutely get to know if I was a Saints fan. And so, or as a Saints fan, if you're listening. And so I think that's going to be the kind of next big focus for me, is going to be that big running back group, as well as the defensive tackle group. Because I think run defense, run offense, both could use a boost for New Orleans. And so those are players that you definitely want to get a close eye on.
Last thing, how's Nussmeier doing?
He's looked pretty strong today. He's out here wearing sleeves. I very much appreciate that, because it's cold as all get out here. So he's a good decision maker. I'll give you that much. He's kind of been checking it down a little bit here today in the evening. But honestly, he's had himself a strong day. I don't think he's at 100% just yet. I think he mentioned that to a reporter while here. And I know that he was over on off the bench earlier this week, and he kind of talked about that core injury and everything. And so I think that he's showing, though, that, he can go out here and kind of play with toughness. I think that's a big part of what you're looking for here, is competitive toughness out of these guys. He's showing that. And I know he's, doing well in the meeting rooms, interviews, things like that, from what I've heard.
Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints podcast, YouTube. You get him for free wherever. Check it out. He's on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola. Thanks, dude. Of
course, man. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
We appreciate it. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. Make sure you get your reservations for Valentine's week. They're booked for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a Saturday, Feb 14. It's also the same day as Endymion. So it's that big Mardi Gras weekend with Endymion, Bacchus, Orpheus. If you're going to be down in New Orleans on Valentine's weekend anyway, like Erica and I, we're going to the Endymion Ball, the extravaganza, on Valentine's Day. So we're going to catch our Valentine's dinner earlier in the week. So get your reservation at Supper Club. Maybe you want to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You do that earlier in the week. Get Valentine's dinner done early in the week. And then, of course, get down to New Orleans for the big Mardi Gras weekend. Or any night, any great occasion. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. That's the website to get your reservation. Remember, you're going to have the best dining experience. If you love steak, if it's the Australian Wagyu, if it's the Japanese Omi beef, the Japanese herb beef, the Sagrera cuts, they have truly one-of-a-kind steak options that you won't find anywhere else. Now, you want to have a prime cut steak that you can have? Yes, you can have an amazing prime cut steak, but with these one-of-a-kind type steak options, if you're a steak snob, you will love. If you truly appreciate these one-of-one types of beef, you will love Supper Club's options. Or if you want the Chilean sea bass, or the veal parm that I rave about all the time, the lamb chops, my goodness, they have so many amazing options. Whatever you eat, it will be the best thing you eat at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Been a jam-packed show. Kevin Mawae was here in hour number one. All the Belichick conversation about the Hall of Fame snub. Said, let me get the perspective of a Hall of Famer. So Kevin Mawae was here in hour one. We appreciated that. Jeff Duncan was here as well. Zach Pereles, who covers the NFL for CBS Sports, talked about some of the free agent options, both for New Orleans and from New Orleans, including Demario Davis. You just heard Ross Jackson. So you missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. Golf.breck.org. All right, y'all, final break of the show. We'll come back. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. We'll find out what we're betting on tonight. Jimmy's 5-leg parlay hit last night. Let's go. Although we couldn't get the stupid boost to work. I was a little bummed about that. But you hit on a 5-leg parlay. I'm here for all that action. Maybe the Otter. Is the Otter getting hot on college basketball? It was 2-0 a couple nights ago. Hit the 5-leg parlay last night.
It's almost February.
I mean,
it's about time.
It's about time. All right. Otter Locks are always posted at LouisianaSports.net. Everything's free at LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits, no freemium, none of that stuff. Just it's all free. Just go check it out, LouisianaSports.net. Jimmy will be here next for Otter Locks to wrap up the show on AFR.
AFR.
New year, new home. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James. Agent225.com. 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 By the way, remember, when you go to the website, at agent225.com, there's the home value tool. I've told you about this before, but if you haven't done it, it's a really good opportunity if you've been meaning to do it. Go to agent225.com, hit the home value tool. If you're on desktop, it's bottom right on the homepage. If you're on mobile, just scroll and you'll see it. It'll say home value, and you literally just type in your address. It's not going to ask you to punch in an email or anything. Just type in your address, and boom, it'll spit out using local market data. Local market data. An accurate representation of what your home is worth today. So, you need to sell your home. First thing you got to do is know how much your home is worth. It's a free tool at agent225.com to use. It's the home value tool. Check it out today. It's at agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Having a little issue with the phone, so we'll see if we can get Otter on a video call the same way we just did with Ross. The audio just sounds so much better on those anyway. We try to do this when we can. Whenever we have good connectivity, we'll do that. But it's okay. I don't need that yet. So we'll see if we can connect with Jimmy for Otterlocks if he could jump aboard. Otterlocks are online at louisianasports.net. On the homepage under the latest, you see Otterlocks right there. You can get them. Jimmy, as we mentioned last night, had 6 basketball plays for us, including a 5-leg parlay, which did in fact hit last night. So I'm here for all of that. It was not, let's see, overall last night, he hit on the 5-pick parlay. He hit with Alabama laying the 10.5. He hit with Vanderbilt laying the 6.5. Lost with Virginia, lost with Oklahoma, lost with Michigan. So it was a 3-3 night, but 5-leg parlay paying out, which came back at +3 something or other if you had the boost, was really nice. So a 3-3 night for the Otter last night, but a winning night when you're just talking about units. So if you're curious, he's got another alt line parlay. Look at my guy going back to the well with another alt line parlay tonight. I'll run through the picks for him, and if we can get Jimmy on the phone to explain it all, we'll get to that. We'll get him. But let's see. Jimmy's got Cincinnati -3.5. He's got Georgia +1.5. TCU +7.5. Georgetown laying 3.5. And then an alt line parlay with Seton Hall money line, Florida -4.5, Wisconsin -2.5. Again, I would highly recommend if you want to play these, and that's a lot because it's 1, 2, 3, it's four. It's four against the spread bets, and then the alt line parlay, which comes back at +$1.21. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 bets in total. If you want to get them, again, they're all at LouisianaSports.net. So Cincinnati, Georgia, TCU, and Georgetown all against the spread. Cincinnati, Georgia, TCU, Georgetown against the spread. And then the alt line parlay is Seton Hall money line, Florida -4.5, Wisconsin -2.5. All right, it's After Further Review brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Y'all, Valentine's Day is 2 weeks from Saturday. Gents, if you want to thrill her and you be the hero, go to Lee Michaels. Any of their 9 locations, 2 in Baton Rouge, Corporate Boulevard in Bocage, Mall of Louisiana, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and always online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com. And ladies, remember, you can always get a beautiful piece of jewelry for him as well. Maybe it's a gorgeous watch. They have great options at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com. lmfj.com is the website. You can start by shopping there. And yes, they do have something for every budget at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. So get the Lee Michaels experience. Buy a beautiful piece of jewelry within your budget. And, of course, thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. As we mentioned, as we've been mentioning all week, Senior Bowl is going on. As you heard, we just had Ross Jackson with an update. Hester and Flynn have been broadcasting from Senior Bowl each weekday morning this week. So tomorrow will be the last day that they're on Radio Row because, as I understand, everything sort of packs up after Thursday because then they don't stay for the game on Saturday. So they'll do their show Thursday and then after practice head on back to Baton Rouge, be in studio on Friday. But they'll be back tomorrow again. They've caught up with Garrett Nussmeier. They caught up with Barry and Brown earlier today. Drew Fabianich, who's the executive director of the Senior Bowl. Luke Altmaier, the former Ole Miss quarterback, who, of course, transferred to Illinois, where he's been the past couple of years. You can catch all of that on demand, but they'll be live again tomorrow with Matt and Jake from Senior Bowl. And the other good thing about it, too, is they're going to the practices, and those are 2 guys that played in the NFL, and they're sharing their notes from watching these guys. So you're talking about 2 guys that played high-level football that know what they're watching when they go out to look at these players. And so when they're giving you notes on who caught their eye, I think it's going to carry a little weight. So make sure you catch Hester and Flynn tomorrow morning on Off the Bench there from Radio Row at the Senior Bowl. And next week we'll be at Senior Bowl. So I'll be wheels up on Tuesday out to San Francisco, and we'll do shows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row. It was kind of we learned that lesson last year when we went out to Radio Row when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. It was the first time we did Radio Row, and Monday was a little slow. Tuesday was better, but still slow. By the time we got to Wednesday, it was like, oh, this is the thing everybody talks about all the time. The closer you get on in the week. So we made the plan this year to fly out on Tuesday, and we'll do AFR Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row at Super Bowl. So very much looking forward to being out in the Bay Area. Not staying for the game. We'll fly home on Saturday morning. But excited to do 3 shows out there from Radio Row at the Super Bowl. And it's one of the things that it's part of our commitment is to continue to bring coverage from great events all over the sports landscape to you. So last week in Houston at the at the Bear Bryant Awards, and now Senior Bowl with Off the Bench. Next week, AFR will be at Super Bowl. We got other great things planned, and one of the things I'm very much hoping to do this summer is, provided next week while we're in San Francisco, Drew Brees is elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as I think we're all expecting he will be. I mean, he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Then again, we all thought the same for Bill Belichick, and we've seen how that's gone here over the last 24 hours, as that's been sort of a mess. But if, in fact, Drew Brees is elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, our plan is something we've already planned for this year and budgeted for is to be doing shows in Canton around Drew Brees' enshrinement this summer. So here's hoping it's good news for Drew Brees coming up on Thursday, a week from tomorrow at NFL Honors. And if it is, we'll be in Canton this summer for Drew Brees' Hall of Fame enshrinement, as I'm sure there's tons of members of the Who Dat Nation who are going to descend upon Canton, Ohio for that. So should be a lot of fun. We'll look forward to it as we get closer to it. All right, that's just about going to do it for us here on this Hump Day edition of AFR. We do appreciate Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, our title sponsor of every Hump Day show all throughout the year. Men or women, no matter your age, you want to feel your best, live your most optimal life. Our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help make that happen. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT. And they got amazing peptide therapies as well. Learn more at yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com. Okay, y'all, that's going to do it for us here. Getting on down the road. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
And as we get on down the road, let me remind you about Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Hey, I was chatting with my buddy Martin over at Shaw Bills just yesterday. And, man, they continue to expand and grow, which is awesome. I love that about Shaw Bills. They're locally owned and operated, but they've continued to expand their footprint across South Louisiana. And Youngsville is one of the fastest growing towns in the state of Louisiana. And if you live in Youngsville, if you think about relocating to Youngsville, Shaw Bills in Youngsville is looking for technicians with experience. 5-day work week. They have a monster bonus program. Great culture, excellent benefits. Help us spread the word. If you live in Youngsville, in that area, thinking about relocating, Shaw Bills is looking for an experienced technician in Youngsville. Learn more at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry's Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.